Because I'm muted. Of course I'm muted. I was muted. Because in full Mo fashion, it is still a duct tape and holy water production here. I was muted. Operator error as per usual. So I did, in fact. And why it is not showing on Rumble, I have failed to understand yet. No idea. Rumble with a C block, as per usual. Maybe now it's going? No idea. Am I chat, just for poos and giggles, can you hear me now? You know, one day oh, it's not linked. Of course it's not. Well, of course it's not. Any hoozle, apparently it's not linked on Rumble, so we will forget that for right now. Yes, Fry has been up and down several times this morning already because Fry experienced his first Thanksgiving in true Frybert fashion. Fry decided to try to, well, he didn't try, he succeeded in stealing a turkey leg all to himself, had a turkey coma, but we are pretty sure that he might have stolen some deviled eggs. So he did not have a happy tummy. Yes, this is Salbert's. I have been saving this because, yes, so we have just a long parade of newsy news, of crazy news. Because, I wasn't here yesterday and I figured if you are one of those crazy, beautiful, bright, shining diamonds who are out, I don't know, elbowing for the latest purple Power Ranger or whatever it is that is out on sale. I don't know. I went out to combat shop with my mother, in my young formative years for the purple Power Ranger or whatever it is. Usually it was the big popcorn tins. Not gonna lie, they should all just be caramel popcorn. Let's be real. We all just the tri-folded thing, we all just stole the caramel popcorn, and then your mom had to take the little divider out, and you just, stole the no one eats the plain popcorn. The cheddar popcorn is a vastly inferior product to the caramel corn. Just put the caramel corn all together in the giant popcorn tin, and let's stop lying to ourselves. Hello, Wolfram and Megan and Jess and Gigi and Christine. Now that and Snivels and Little Peanut and Kim, now that I have unmuted myself. So yes, Fry has been up and out and back in, and he is dealing with a turkey coma as he did decide to help himself to an entire leg of the turkey in true Christmas story fashion, although we didn't go out for Chinese at the end, which I found upsetting. But our first story is brought to us by our very own Salbert. Good morning, Jamie. Self-proclaimed YouTube, this is Salbert, not me, and apparently in Gagnet. Look, I don't know. Self-proclaimed gay furry hackers breach nuclear lab. They demand research into in real life cat girls. So wouldn't they be lesbian furry hackers? Or are the gays teaming up with the lesbians to engage in furry unity? Or is it just me being pedantic and the gays and the in Gat in Gannett? This is y'all. No, we all have questions, but I'm here for it. And I feel like we deserve questions. Real life cat girls win. Yes, Bobby Baloney. I mean, I have a couple platforms to my to my write-in presidential campaign platform. One is all people I sentence who are truly guilty, Snake Island, and let's be real with those decorative popcorn containers, only chocolate-covered popcorn or chocolate-covered caramel popcorn. Let's give up on the, regular popcorn and cheddar popcorn in there. Let's be real. I know. Look, Sal, make as, non affiliated and only loosely associated spokesperson for the greater LayTube at large. Um, I vaguely remember telling myself that any sort of YouTube membership to LawTube is a retainer per se. So I believe you have multiple lawyers on retainer now. I'll allow it, but I still think caramel popcorn is superior, but I am a major sugar junkie and I'm working on fixing that. I even tried to, after a week of low carbing, tried to have some of the pumpkin pie that Mr. Mo made, and it was too sweet. The world is not a beautiful place anymore. I know, running cardio is stupid. I mean, I know we have to do it in case zombie attack, but Lord. Alright, since this is not my, Rumble exclusive, uh, gummy stream, let's continue. The Nuclear Research Hub Idaho National Laboratory, or INL, confirmed that it fell victim to a data breach on Tuesday. SedgeSec, a group of self-proclaimed gay furry hackers, that's their moniker, not mine. I mean, now if they have T-shirts with a funny monogram or, logo, I am willing to buy a T-shirt. I have to look at their platform and how they address certain things before I'm willing to buy a T-shirt, but if it's a funny T-shirt, I will look into it. Good Morning Genitals took responsibility for the attack and claimed they have assessed sensitive employee data like social security numbers, home addresses, and more. Uh-huh. And happy Turkey Day coma to you too. Well, see, Sal, that's what I'm wondering. Because again, if they're asking about in real life cat girls, does that mean that the gays and the lesbians have formed an alliance, or are they just taking the overall arching umbrella? And should I not be talking about this? Because who knows? I'm gonna need to see if I have a flux pass for this. I did try to email her, but it seemed inappropriate to email her about gay flir gay, lesbian, furry, relations on Turkey Day. Seemed somewhat important, but not that important. We are willing to make a deal with N or INL. If they research creating in real life cat girls, we will take down this post, they wrote in a post announcing the leak on Monday. The hacktivist group SegedSec conducted a high profile attack on NATO last month. So, leaking international documents as retaliation against those countries for their attacks on human rights. Now, which countries and NATO countries, we're not gonna go it well, I figured not, but I do need the official Flux, patch of approval so I don't get internet harassed. I need a little patch that says, "What would Flux do?" And she would just say, "Don't wear pants." Hello, Fedorowski and Dennis Heaton. I am so glad that your mom's surgery went okay. That is awesome. Take some time, rest, and I'm so glad that she gets to spend this quiet time with you guys. This is great. I'm so glad. I was kind of worried about that yesterday, but I don't know. We do. We need a flex signal. It'll just be a big circle with no pants in it. Good to know, Sal. I always do wonder. I always assume you're just wearing a holy roller skirt like I am. The group commonly attacks government and affiliated associations for political reasons. Do they just want everyone to work on cat girls, or do we have a multi-pronged approach to social change? Like targeting state governments for passing anti-trans legislation this year, a spokesperson confirmed the breach to egg whatever this look, this particular website on Wednesday. Quote, on Monday, November 20th, Idaho National Laboratory determined it was the target of a cybersecurity data breach in a federally approved vendor system outside the lab that supports INL Cloud Human Resources Services. Kim, that's hilarious. I'm not gonna put it up, but well, that's good to know. You'd have to, clean your couch. Uh, INL has taken immediate action to protect employee data, and an INL spokesperson said that the lab has reached out to authorities for help on how to protect it as it determines how to handle the breach. Call me crazy, but have they contacted someone at Best Buy with an IT goatee? My shock. INL works as a Department of Energy affiliate researching nuclear reactors. Okay, then wouldn't they be contacting I am the science man in charge of, genetic maybe testing? Little dude looks like a Keebler elf, maybe was the highest paid public servant we have known about thus far. I mean, if we really want in real life cat girls, we might want to talk to people that are playing around with CRISPR like God. Or that Texas company that wants to bring back woolly mammoths. I'm just saying, if we wanna nuclear just seems like a really strange thing, and that's how we get the X-Men, or many, many, many of the smexy, hybrid books that we wait a minute, how do I become a hacker? No reason. Smexy book people unite. Just saying. Hear me out. Auntie Mo knows it's gonna take a lot of time to learn to code, but if we want some of these Smexy books to come alive and not in the Disney ridiculous way, we're gonna need to take action into our own hand. Allegedly, FBI person that has to watch my ridiculous show, because 'cause y'all know I can't even put my own computer on. Let's see what the next news thing is, because I may have been a little tired. Oh, as promised, this particular story that has been popping up, let's see it in its full smexnexiness and discomfort. This is a judge, Vivian Polanias, and apparently she got this lap dance from said male Magic Mikeness with pants so tight I don't know that he's going to have children, but since he probably has a G-string on under that, and God, I hope that is a banana of some sort, although okie dokie. Well, no, now New York Times, I have never wanted to learn about a yam when I was looking at Dancing Man. I want to read about this, I don't want to listen to you yammer. I am doing the news now. I am the captain now. Alright. Well, this was a story. Apparently, she had this smexumal stuff at the fricking courthouse. This smexy bridal shower was at the courthouse, and even in Colombia, they have rules. So, she has been sanctioned. If you can imagine that, having phallic-shaped, pastries and such, and Magic Mike with, God, I hope, some sort of antibacterial something all over his self, and her husband being way okay with all this, and then someone wiping off all of those chairs because I'm sure they've been sat on with felons and, well, her now. Look, the Clorox wipes. Look, y'all, there is a reason I don't go, well, tanning, mostly because I'm clear, and I would have to stand in the room with the light bulbs turned off, and I would get a third-degree burn, but it's also because some people go in there in the nude, and I don't trust Lysol that much. Anyhoozle, apparently this is verboten, as it should be. No home training. You could do this at your home, you could do this at a club, but you decided, "Nope, I got court tomorrow." You know, it's actually kinda productive. She's just not wasting people's time. She's like, "I gotta be at court early in the morning, might as well sleep in my office, have Magic Mike in the lounge room." No, not that one. In other news, Oscar Pistorius, Blade Runner, is going to get out. Well, she is wearing white. Sure Jesus isn't go sure Jesus is gonna be okay with that. And Jesus doesn't care. It's people that judge more than anyone. Any hoozle. Ew. But he will be released from prison 10 years after killing his girlfriend, Riva, whatever that name is. Look, and not wanting to butcher Dutch, I'm not gonna use that. He will be released from prison after nearly a decade behind bars for murdering his girlfriend, Riva, after winning his case at a parole board hearing. The former Paralympian champion shot and killed his partner in 2013 and was jailed for 13 years for her murder in 2016. But today he was granted parole and will be released January 5th, said South Africa's Department of Corrections. He will be given therapy for anger management and will be remaining under supervision without being able to leave the area of Waterkloof, where he'll be staying with family for 5 years. Department spokesperson, something foreign, said, "Parole does not mean the end of the sentence. It is still part of the sentence. It only means the inmate will complete the sentence outside of the correctional facility." He added, "The conditions, what is important about them is that they are there to assist the inmate to adjust. It also addresses if there are still any areas that require attention." Other conditions attached to the release state that when Pistorius has to be at home and when he can work. They will also stop him from consuming alcohol and drugs. Robert Matthews, spokesperson for Ms. Steinkampf's mother, June, addressed the media after the decision. He said, "The parole board are of the opinion he met certain criteria for his release on parole. I believe June will be fine with that, but I can't read inside her mind. I can only interpret what she said. My personal opinion is that part of the road to rehabilitation is acknowledging what you have done and being accountable for what you have done and being man enough to say, 'I have done it,' and all the consequences that go with it, not just lip service, because it is easy to say sorry when you've been caught." Well, I mean, he was in a South African prison for 10 years. I mean, not sure that that was maybe the easiest place to be, but today's hearing was the 37-year-old's second bid for parole after a hearing in March wrongly ruled him ineligible for early release due to an error over when his prison sentence officially started. Serious offenders in South Africa must serve at least half of their sentence to be eligible for parole, which Pistorius has done. After a highly publicized trial, he was convicted of culpable homicide, a charge comparable to manslaughter, for killing his girlfriend in 2014 before that conviction was overturned. Uh, he was, however, convicted of murder after an appeal by prosecutors and jailed for 6 years in 2016 before the following year that sentence was extended to 13 years and 5 months. Wow, that's justice system. Interesting. So this might be a case we wanna look at because, he was the conviction was overturned and then he was retried. I mean, again, we don't know a lot about the South African justice system, but it might be interesting to look at it since it's so different. Pistorius's bid for freedom looked to have been helped by a decision by Steinkamp's mother, June Steinkamp. And look, get out. You two can go out to the front room. Not opposed to parole. She also said in a victim impact statement to the board that she had forgiven Pistorius a long time ago. But she wrote, quote, "I do not believe Oscar's version that he thought the person in the toilet was a burglar. In fact, I do not know anybody who does." Yes. That is the only hard part about, when Fry knows the kids are home because he's, for the youngest, most feral, loves and the youngest, most feral will lay on top of Fry to show him his iPad, so they'll lay together, but halfway on top of him. And he's like, "He's watching Skibbity Toilet with me." And Fry just looks at me like, "It's okay," like Nana from Peter Pan. I always felt so bad for that damn dog. It's just like I was like, "Forget the kids being able to fly. Give Nana a trip to Neverland. Let her live with the mermaids." She needs an island vacation. Parents get to go out, leave the dog in charge of everything. That dog needs a cruise. Yes, Wolfram, you can have that. Yes. Quote, "My dearest child screamed for her life loud enough for neighbors to hear her. I don't know what gave rise to his choice to shoot through the closed door 4 times at someone with a hollow point ammunition when I believe he knew it was Riva. The murder of Steinkamp happened when Pistorius was at the height of his fame just months after he became the first double amputee to compete at the Olympics. He was also a multiple Paralympic sprinting champion, but his life would forever change when he fired 4 shots from a pistol through a door of the couple's apartment, killing the 29-year-old. Pistorius would claim that he believed he had an intruder in the house. I mean, look. Why would an intruder hide in your bathroom? We don't know, but we have all seen arachnophobia, and who hasn't been afraid of their bathroom? In coming to his decision, the parole board would have taken into account a wide range of factors, including the offender's conduct in prison, their mental health, and any risk posed to the community by their release. If it asked if the public would be protected under their release. The parole board member after the hearing said, "Whether it's a woman or a man or whoever, no one has the right to take a life. And when we've seen things going out of control where women and children are the ones at the receiving end, I think as a society, we have to stand up against such. So when courts issue sentences, it's in a way to deter those." South Africa, you say? Do you wanna talk about the farmers in South Africa? No. Okay, never mind. Please, this is not allowed. Don't find yourself inside. And you have noticed in South African courts have been issuing quite lengthy sentences in a way to prevent people from engaging in awful activities. But our trust as correctional services is to make a point that the sentences issued by the courts are respected in a way that people do serve those sentences in full, and that is what we do. Sir, your your police force has like a point, I wanna say maybe a 15% actual follow through, like you arrest the person and they actually get convicted to the prison. You're trying, but let's not throw this out like you're a great justice system. This seems to have worked, but there seems to be some hinky shenanigans if the one sentence was overturned, you charged him and then you tacked on a couple other years because reasons. Now, I don't understand your court system at all, and it seems like you have, like, the pen and other things from European stuff, but come on now. Joan Collins, 90, addresses the 32-year age gap with fifth husband and why it doesn't matter, I can still wear him out. So if you ever wondered if Joan Collins can apparently wear out her husband, and look, y'all, I had to have this mental image, so you're stuck with it too. Look, share is caring, and I'm sharing this mental image with you. Uh, for Joan Collins, fifth time's a charm, the dynasty star that made Vaseline on cameras famous. Also, this look, you know. See, Nancy Pelosi, this is how you get a facelift without your eyebrows going up to here. Just saying for a friend. I mean, it still doesn't look natural, but you don't look like you're permanently surprised and terrified at the same time. Married to husband number 5, producer Percy Gibson, uh, in 2002 after kissing plenty of frogs. Collins believes she has finally found her prince. Quote, "First of all, we were great pals before we got married," the actress explained to Fox News Digital. "We worked together on a play. We enjoy each other's company. We hung out together. We saw each other the following year. We wrote love letters. It was a gradual thing. We realized we're very much on the same wavelength." They both like the early bird special at Cracker Barrel. And look, hash brown casserole, hard yes. Hard yes. I'm just saying. You find some Sal, you find s I'm telling you, go to Cracker Barrel. You'll find a gal, she'll love the hash brown casserole. She'll be in bed by 6 too. It'll be awesome. I love you, Salbert. She might have been in prison too. It, will only have been because she was in the riots in the '60s. I mean, you might have to trade in that she was in the Weather Underground. But, we can find you a parolee that likes early bedtime. Hey, just because your blood level is vodka doesn't mean there's problem with any of that. He's a really nice, kind, grounded person, the 90-year-old shared. Many people that I've been with, and I'm not going to specify which ones, have been either neurotic, slightly imbalanced, or gotten into different things. Collins recently shared her love story with Gibson, 58, in her new memoir, quote, "Behind the shoulder pads, tales I tell my friends." See, Sal, you both can get tucked into bed early after Insure. I'm sorry, Sal. She can tell you how she left Jack to die on the Titanic. I know, but that hash brown casserole, though. Oh, for the love of God. Critics have previously pointed out the couple's 32-year age gap. And are you married to her? I mean, unless you're having to change her depends, I don't think it really matters, but. But for Collins, it's, quote, "just a number," noted that it's, quote, "never too late to find love at any stage of life. That's how we both feel," she explained. "And we were just friends first, above anything else." She noted that they both share the same drive to the internist, which has been a part of their secret behind their lasting union. Quote, "I was born with a tremendous enthusiasm for life," she said. "My mother used to say I never kept still as a child. I used to do 5 different things at once." Oh my god. Does this mean that my youngest Miss Farrell is gonna turn into Joan Collins? Must hide Vaseline and wire hangers. No, that was Faye Dunaway. Still, I would be doing a crossword puzzle, making a doll's house, reading, painting, and trying to become a detective all at once. Life is a gift. Oh, so you had many squirrels. I see your point. Oh God, now I'm becoming Joan Collins. Well, I'm only on husband number 2. I still have, well, I have 50 more years to find a 30-year younger man. It'll look, I'm pacing myself, y'all. Life is a gift, she stressed. That's why they call it the present. Oh my God, no. The present, it's a gift. She started speaking in Hallmark. She must be put down for her own good. It's not a threat, YouTube. She started speaking in Hallmark cards. And and so many people waste it. It's so sad. It's a gift and it doesn't last for very long. In the book, Collins wrote that Gibson wasn't concerned about the age difference because I have great vitality and enthusiasm for life and all it has to offer. Percy often admits that I can wear him out, she wrote. TMI, Granny. Today, Collins has no regrets even after she and former fiance Warren Beatty called it quits. Colin and Beatty began dating in 1959 and were engaged a year after splitting. Quote, "We were both too young, too selfish, too ambitious," Collins reflected. "It just wasn't right. I mean, I had a lot of relationships, I've had a lot of marriages." Well, you know. The plagiarism suit starts yesterday. Fedorowski on the plaintiff's side. Uh, they don't last. Luckily, you get older. I met a man who's the right person for the rest of my life. We've been together ever since, and we're very happily married. Breakups happen, Collins shrugged. It can happen based on different things. In the books, Collins claimed when she told Beatty she was pregnant, her then beau told her she needed to get an abortion to protect their Hollywood careers. Even though they were already engaged, Collins says she wasn't a fan of shotgun weddings. He was only 32, a struggling wannabe actor with great potentiality as a sex symbol ahead of him for future movies, and he was angling, for that sort of, sex star. Oh my god, she had the angry eyebrows already. Uh, Collins said she did get an abortion and there were no hard feelings against Beatty, 86. Collins admitted she wasn't ready for motherhood either. "He's absolutely great," she told Fox News Digital. A spokesperson for Beatty didn't immediately respond to Fox News Digital for comment. Good lord, do not get married to anyone in Hollywood or date Taylor Swift. Again, cannot wait for her and what's his face from football to break up because, you know, Field Goal on My Heart is gonna be an awesome new single. I just know it. This woman, our new t our new Tallahassee correspondent. Our first look at Donna Adelson behind bars after the move up north to face charges she murdered law professor and former son-in-law to make child custody battle go away. And I don't know who this uncanny valley woman is, but I will take a look at her because what the actual heck? This looks like when AI takes over stuff. And yes, I know, squirrels all over the place. Yeah, after this poor guy has I will be honest with you guys. So yesterday was not a great day, but in like emotional growth and all that hallmarky jazz, I admitted it was not a good day and felt the feelings and such. Yay! It's a throat punch kind of day. Any hoozle. Um, but I may have watched I may have been binge watched all of a bunch of The Good Doctor and stayed mostly in my room and then helped Mr. Mo, okay, So here is what happens. We are going to need the whiteboard because this is how Mr. Mo gets me to sneaky help him without helping. Married people, watch. This is how, and then not married people will know this. But this is the trick Mr. Mo uses to get me to help. So, these are the steps to get your wife to help you. Griffin, is my door shut? Are there 5 other bathrooms? All right. So first, he will say, "Oh, sure, I will help you." But then he'll say, "I just need you to tell me how it's done." So for pumpkin pies, the can of pumpkin pie thing. Now I told him to get the pumpkin pie mix. Men, there are 2 different things. There is a can of 100% pure pumpkin. Now you have to buy several other cans of things if you want to turn that can of 100% pumpkin into 2 pumpkin pies. There is a can that says pumpkin pie mix, in which you only have to add eggs, I believe, maybe milk. Cannot remember right now. Brain fried. Now, all one has to do is be able to read at a 5th grade level to figure out these crazy hieroglyphics on the side of the can in order to help one's crippled wife. Now, what you will do if you are said husband and you have offered to help said crippled wife with turkey and other things because she's having a bad day, you will tell her, "I will get the turkey." But then you will say, "How does one put the turkey in? How does one know when the turkey is done?" Now, he asks me every year how we know when the turkey is done. I say the little popper thing. And then last year, I got a digital meat thermometer. Now, every year, Mr. Mo has asked me the popper thing. The popper thing. What is that popper thing? It is the little plastic thing in the breast of the turkey meat. Now, I had to tell Mr. Mo to remove the turkey penis looking neck and the little giblets and the bag of gravy. And he's like, "Why are they all stuffed in there?" And I was like, "I don't know, just to trick you." Because when little baby Mo was just a little baby Mo and, you know, first learning, she left all those in there and cooked the turkey penis and all the giblets just in the bag. All great. Didn't kill the turkey, but it was mortifying trying to cook all that stuff in there. So I've learned these things. But every year, turkey popper thing. So this is how you do it. Mr. Mo has perfected this. He asks about the turkey popper thing. So I say digital temp thing because we are smoking this. So follow me, class. Digital temp thing. And on the back, it shows you poultry and what a safe temperature is. So then he says to all the children who have been waiting for the pumpkin pie, to the point that Bobby Hill, our middle child, threatens to not eat anything if pumpkin pie is not going to be made. Now, again, on the 100% pumpkin, there is on these there now it's not in wingdings, but there are these little things, these hieroglyphics that if you can decipher them, they will in fact explainarate how to do the pumpkin pie. Now, this is important. What my husband will do is he's very, very good at this. He'll say, "Yeah, but I don't know how to do it like you do it." And then he'll get all this stuff out and he'll start looking at it confused. So, Mr. Mo, for example, and I love Mr. Mo, don't get me wrong, but yesterday was not the day to test the Jesus level in me because the Jesus level was low. So what he does This is a can of pumpkin. Do we have eggs? Yes, I had you buy a whole box. It says 6 eggs. Do we have 6? Yeah, we have 6 eggs. Do you always use 6 eggs? Yes, I do. So, Mr. Mo has realized that by the time he gets to 3 different damn questions, I will get so irritated having to explain or rate things to him that I will just do it myself. So, that is what marriage is. It's learning how quick, but to be fair to Mr. Mo, I will do the same thing when it comes to computer stuff. He'll be like, "Did you try this, that, and the other?" I was like, "I did control alt delete." And he'll say, "Did you even attempt the other stuff?" "Nope. Nope. That is your job. That is a you job." So, just saying, it is a totally different marriage thing. That is what marriage is. Y'all come here to be entertainerated, but this is about our new Tallahassee correspondent, Donna Adelson. And I don't know how we got him pumpkin pie, but it irritated me yesterday. That's how we got there. And so, oh, I remember why we got here. So usually what I do is I buy one of the sweet pumpkins, I roast it, I can my own pumpkin, I do all of that. But it was not a great day yesterday. Oh, I got there because I had to watch all of The Good Doctor, and, Taylor Swift's boyfriend was there trying to sell me on all of the Pokety Pokes. Every other freaking Hulu, advertisement break was a break for the Pokety Poke, and I was just annoyed as heck. Anyhoozle, let's get back on track, now that I remember where my track was. And welcome Before I Go, and welcome Unbrossed Aussie, and well, yes, but one of the great things that came out of yesterday, one of the things that I'm thankful for is you guys, and because you guys, I had a total brainwave that one of the women that I used to go to the gym with, had a husband who retired from, uh being a canine officer, and he wanted to start training service animals. So he is going to come over. I have to call him this weekend, and he is going to evaluate Friberto to see if he would be a well, good for just even basic uh training, for just, normal training purposes whatsoever. But he's going to see if he would even be a candidate for, just some look, I don't need a going out service animal, but to have a Friberto that could help with some little things and maybe stability would be awesome. And I didn't think that I would even part halfway be able to swing that because those animals are very pricey. The training is very pricey, but since he is local, it looks like something we may be able to swing because generally you get your puppy and then you send them away. And since I don't intend to use Fry as a going out sort of service animal, having some local training that helps him start his business and also gives me some really good pointers is awesome possum. But let's look at our Tallahassee correspondent and welcome Carlene. 1 week following the arrest at Miami International Airport before she could use a one-way ticket to Vietnam, where she would blend in like I blend in everywhere, like a glow in the dark, glowworm. I love her mugshot. Don't you just love it? Guilt does not do good for eye bags. I'm just saying. Poor little Donna. 72-year-old Donna Sue Adelson has a new mugshot out of Leon County, the Florida jurisdiction up north where she was indicted in the 2014 It's possible. I'm going to call to set up a an evaluation this weekend, and we'll see from there. You know, even if it doesn't work out, it's still something that is a possibility, and if he can help with just, training him not to jump up on people and not to pull when we walk, that'll still be big, huge hurdles that would be greatly helpful. So even if he flunks out of service training, if we can get those 2 things going, that would be awesome and a great help. Uh, Adelson, who previously appeared in bond court and waived extradition, was booked early Tuesday on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder. Leon County Sheriff's Office jail records reviewed by Law and Crime show. The Adelson family matriarch's report or airport arrest came only 1 week after her dentist son, Charlie Adelson, 47, became the fourth person convicted of the July 8, 2014 murder of 41-year-old Florida State University law professor Dan Markel. Just buy a French baguette with ham and herbs on the roadside and blend right into view. Good to know. Oh, well, yes, it was a French colony, I remember that. Well, probably. Actually, that sounds wonderful. Why do all breads sound wonderful when you're trying to do low carb? And unbronzed Aussie Laura, I am doing okay today. It is a better day than yesterday, but I'm glad I also don't have to do much cooking because everyone is, going to eat leftovers. Jurors were persuaded that Charlie Adelson had the means and motive to make the Adelson's family problem go away by orchestrating Dan Markel's murder after the victim asked the judge to order or to enter an order preventing Donna Adelson from having unsupervised contact with his son, her grandchildren. Prosecutors said Donna Adelson hated Markel and that her emails with her daughter, Wendy Adelson, Markel's ex-wife. Yeah, Wendy's testimony, I think, is gonna really bite her in the ass in the way that she looked very lawyerly. Again, you just found out on the stand that week that your mom and brother knew who the heck killed your ex-husband. I mean, look, if I found that out, the my face would be all caps, okay? I would not be a nice, kind person on the stand. I would be throwing some haymakers, verbally when my brother's lawyer got up and was trying to get me to, help him rehab his character if he knew who unalived my son's father. At that point, regardless of look, as a functional-ish adult, emotionally emotionally mature-ish person, at least for my kids, that's where it would have become real because you have done screwed with my children's emotional stability. I don't care if I like my ex-husband or not. You have taken away my kid's father. There will be words. Okay? So, that's where we would have been. Well, you know what? It was happy in that, I am finally being honest about my feelings, and even though I wasn't able to help we didn't have, the sweet potatoes that I was gonna make and the macaroni that I was gonna make, and, I didn't make the rolls and all of that. Look, Thanksgiving still happened. The boys got to make the pies they wanted to make. We got the turkey. Fry stole an entire turkey leg and then got into a total turkey coma. And the boys had fun and everyone had fun. The older 2 girls are up with my sister going combat shopping. You know, regardless of limitations, things still happened. So if they had to change to happen, it's okay. And I'm learning to be okay with the bad feelings too. They still happened. The day still happened. And if it had to change a little bit, that's okay. And I'm learning to be okay with the feelings that are not so great, which is like emotionally mature or something. I don't know. It's a whole process of something or other. And I didn't, glue myself to a parade route, so something. Yes. We didn't well, so normally what we do is I annoy the kids and I make them say one thing that they're really thankful for before I allow everyone to eat. We didn't do that this year, but I did get to see everyone load up their plate, which was really nice. So, that was good. I mean, things are just different and maybe next year will be better. And if it's not, you know, it's okay. We'll find ways around and, just do things differently. And it is what it is right now. But let's see here. Oh, prosecutors say Donna Adelson hated Markel and that her emails with her daughter, Wendy Adelson, Markel's ex wife, showed the grandmother was desperate to find a way to overcome the murdered law professor's adamant opposition to relocating his sons from Tallahassee, possibly the funnest town name. Look, if I ever had to move to Florida, just based on names alone, Tallahassee would be where I went just because that is the funnest name for me to say. Uh, to South Florida. Again, we know all about her. Uh, Granny Adelson, you're gonna fry. Let's be real, okay? But she is our newest Tallahassee correspondent. She will be showing up soon as next week on some Tallahassee, you know, color and spice sort of, segments. I don't know what she'll be reporting on, probably her innocence, but, we don't know what Donna is liable to say any old day of the week. In other news, these weirdos. Look, nothing says, peace, love, and ridiculousness like making sure you buy iced coffee and at $8 or $9 a pop, then drink it all, then use red dye number 42 that you really don't want anyone else drinking, put on hazmat suits, and, bother everyone else with your problems. Look, I get it. You don't like something. Maybe don't glue yourself to disrupt the parade. Maybe, possibly don't be a schmuck to everyone. It's not how you win over, people, influence people. People are getting a little tired of you. This whole gluing yourself. I mean, I'm not saying the guy from George Lucas from Panama was right. He was a doofus for doing what he did. It's not right. You don't go taking the law into your own hands. You don't go making traffic obstructions unobstruct themselves like that. But you also don't go, ruining everyone's parade should they go choose to be in a parade for reasons I can't understand. But the way to influence people is not to be an insufferable jerk. No one said, "Thank you for your insufferableness. I will change my opinion." Pro Palestine protesters glued their hands to 6th Avenue, disrupting Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. If only they'd used that glue that the guy from Germany did, where they actually couldn't unglue him. And then I think they had to cut off his hand. I don't know how that story ended, but that's what. Or maybe it wasn't Germany, but I know that there was a place that, the guy glued himself and they couldn't get the the glue off with a certain solvent that they usually use, and I think, they had to chisel his hand up. Look, I'm just saying. S excited New Yorkers and tourists packed the Big Apple sidewalks Thursday for the 97th annual Macy's Day Parade only for festivities to grind to a halt when anti-Israeli protesters glued their hands to the middle of 6th Avenue and covered themselves with fake blood. I mean, I'm sure all these chicks engage in free bleeding. You're telling me they don't save that for like feminist art or something? They couldn't have just saved that. And y'all, that feminists, stop being gross. Why? Why BuzzFeed, y'all need to stop with that stuff in the middle of the night when I'm at 3 o'clock in the morning when I cannot sleep. Do not put that in my feed. I do not need that. YouTube, I'm about ready to file a case against you. That is assault against my senses. I don't need that in my feed. No one does. That is assault. I am emotionally damaged. No one needs to see period painting blood. What the hell is wrong with you? Well, I mean, it wasn't like I was gonna sleep, but I'm not gonna sleep now. Gonna have to buy something crazy off of Amazon at that point for emotional pain. Let's see here. The time-honored tradition kicked off at 77th and Central Park West at 8:30 a.m. to the boisterous cheers of bundled up spectators waiting to catch a glimpse of classic balloons like Snoopy and Pikachu, as well as 6 new floats, including a Wonka-inspired chocolate float. Also, in other news, did anyone ask for a Willy Wonka musical postery? I don't know what I was s in I went to sleep watching something about planets. Now why half awake me woke up to BuzzFeed Presents, I have no idea, but BuzzFeed needs to be stopped. Class action lawsuit. But yes, also, who the hell asked for Timothy Chaubert or whatever his name is, Chalet, something French, as a singing Willy Wonka? I already had to suffer through, and I know I like Johnny Depp, but weird, autistic Willy Wonka who creeped me out. I don't need another Willy Wonka. We had Gene Wilder. Why are you doing this, Hollywood? I don't need it. No one does. Stop making movies no one wants to see. I already have to see Wish so I can go on with Pineapple or Kaiser Pineapple, and we can have a drunken rant, and I can, expense report that out, so I'm still not paying Disney. However, the family fun was abruptly interrupted at 11 a.m. when several protesters wearing white jumpsuits with inflammatory well, just emblazoned with slogans such as colonialism, ethnic cleansing, and fascism forced the parade to be temporarily halted. Where are, where is the 84, the Bears uh offensive line? I mean, I'm not saying that maybe the offensive line of the '84 Bears that are needs to come in, but, you know. The demonstrators marched down 6th Avenue, grasping a large sign that says "Liberation for Palestine and the Planet." Okay, so Palestine if we save Palestine, will end global warming, or now it's climate change? So the Earth's tilt and the solar maximum will realize that we've declared Palestine a place, therefore change all of their metrics? I is confused. They had really nice signage. Oh, yes, we definitely could. It could be between my squirrels, this could be a spoken word ramble of infinity. This is what Mr. Mo has to deal with daily. Pray for him now and at the hour of his desperation. "Free Palestine from the river to the sea. Palestine will be free," one of the protesters yelled, using a phrase widely accepted to be an anti Semitic call for the eradication of Israel. Several of them pretended to be dead on the ground to fervent prayers that they were. No, I'm just kidding. No. Although, if one of them had been to, be like suddenly go unconscious, just hypoglycemic shock, YouTube, ironically, it would have been hilarious. I'm just saying. As NYPD officers tried to remove the group, one of the protesters cried, "I'm glued down, I can't get up." Then you just pick them up harder. "Look, you glued." Why would you glue yourself down? "We need a ceasefire," he screeched. Screeched. "We need a testosterone count." While being unglued and carted away, the Palestinians deserve a right to return to their ancestral lands. Oh my God. So, are you worried about Yemen? Are you worried about Myanmar? Are you worried about the Afghans being, ejected from Pakistan? Are you worried about anything else? Are you worried about the Uyghurs in China? That would require them to read, and that hurts their heads. Well, I don't know. There is an ongoing genocide and our planet is dying. Elon, how soon can we send all these people to Mars? I am confused. I thought we were supposed to already be living on Tatooine. The demonstrators continued chanting while some were placed in handcuffs. NYPD confirmed that several were taken into custody, but would not provide an exact number Thursday evening, and they were probably let off on their own recognizance and will not be charged with anything. Let's be very real here. They will probably be let out to Molotov cocktail again. I mean, peacefully protest and remain vigilant and, you know, engage in our democracy. "It's pissing me off," complained one parade attendee named Greg, who was visiting from Philadelphia. "Do it somewhere else. Not today. They're ruining the parade. They super glued their hands to the street. These people worked hard to be in the parade." Assemblyman Jeffrey Dinowitz, a Democrat from the Bronx, called the disruption, quote, "six." Protesters are disrupting a parade attended by thousands of children. It's beyond the pale, Dinowitz told the Post. "They are pro Hamas and anti Jew. They are for the terrorists." Rabbi Joseph Potaninsk, an executive vice chairman of the New York Board of Rabbis, also condemned the demonstration. No one at these protests even condemns Hamas. They fault the victims, not the protesters, or not the perpetrators. Uh, Pontin Plotninsk said, "History has taught us that hatred starts against the Jews but doesn't end with the Jews. These people have no boundaries. They protest on the Sabbath and now, well, not the Sabbath. I mean, not the Sabbath." A Post employee who was enjoying the festivities with his 13-year-old son outside the News Corp building in Midtown said they had to retreat into the lobby of the building when several protesters in the crowd began getting disruptive, standing atop tall planters waving large Palestinian flags and shouting genocide, how can you celebrate? Well, they achieved looking like jackasses, and I'm sure all of these people's parents are surely very excited. I'm sure all these kids' parents are, professors. Let's be really real. These are probably, to use, UK terms, upper middle class kids, upper middle class kids who went to college, have MacBooks, have the latest iPhones, and yet they're talking about, slave wages and all that stuff as they're using devices and, sporting brands that use slave labor to work. Look, if you want to be a real feminist, there are countries that have real issues where girls really cannot go to school, where they are being married to older men, where there is, FGM. You wanna talk about that? Let's go. Let's talk about Iran, where a girl got beaten probably to death for not wearing her hijab correctly. You want to talk about that? Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Let's not talk about silly things about the gender pay gap and all this other stuff and microaggressions. Let's talk. But this is ridiculous. You guys are talking about stupid, silly little things because we live in a very comfortable country. Yes, it has its faults. Yes, bad things happen. But the majority of people, I would say somewhere between 87 to 93% of people are pretty good, decent people that just do not have the time because we are adults, we are paying bills, we are taking care of our own family to do the intense algebra of your uniqueness. So spare us. And if you would like to do something dramatic, start with your own room because as of right now, it looks like you have done nothing but created a big gone mess. So take care of your own stuff, find a real problem and work on it. Or I have chores around here. I have got a mountain of laundry to do. But y'all want to attack Mr. Beast for making wells because it what makes the Kenyan, you know, government look bad, it makes the NGOs who have done nothing look bad. Y'all are ridiculous, and it's pissing me off. Again, I got chores for you. America has got chores for you. Your fellow man has got chores for you. So if you want to make a difference, go do some daggone chores. End of rant. Freaking ridiculousness. But college student Courtney King, 22, and Sydney Francis, 21, were among those who didn't let the chaos put a damper on their parade. The pair of friends flew in from Florida to take in the festivities. Quote, "I came just for the parade. I've seen it on television so many times. I wanted to see it live and cross it off my bucket list," King excitedly told the Post. Coming from Florida, this would be a bit cold, but I feel like my spirits are high and it's keeping me warm. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day. Exciting parade. I'm loving it. I want to bring my family here next time, Francis added. The foul attempt at ruining the day came after a protester using a photo of the model Bella Hadid as a pro-Palestinian, I can English, rally a few years ago, advertised plans to disrupt the family event. Quote, "We are shutting down New York Thanksgiving parade," the disturbing poster said. Soon after the parade ended, at least 400 protesters then gathered at a pre-arranged meeting spot at Madison Square Park and marched toward Macy's in nearby Herald Square, shutting down traffic as they shouted, long live Infantata, and American public, do you see? Your taxes fund our misery." The American public would gladly stop paying taxes. I'm just throwing that out there. We could solve 2 problems. One, I'm just saying. Other chants included, "From Palestine to the Philippines, stop funding the US war machine. From Palestine to Mexico, all the walls have to go." As cars on West 42nd Street between 7th Avenues were brought to a standstill, one protester jumped on top of a yellow cab with a Palestinian flag. Another protester in one of the traditional Arab scarves, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that, leaned through a window and blasted the cab's horn. Oh dear God, do not upset the New York cabbies. Well, other anti-Israel demonstrators masked in those particular scarves were seen climbing a box truck on 6th Avenue to wave a Palestinian flag. Look, I'm not saying allegedly in Minecraft, if I was the truck driver, I would do a little bit of a, brake track, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't be tempted. Look, this is why I'm not given power. One masked woman in an infatata shirt held a holiday-themed sign saying, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving side? I heard it's genocide." Oh my God, these people, poster boards, stop it. Demonstrators also defaced the New York Public Library, leaving handprints in red paint over the two largest pillars at the entrance on Fifth Avenue, as well as scrawling "Free Palestine" in green spray paint. They also slapped stickers that read, "From US to Palestine, abolish the settler state. Zionism is terrorism, and Israel is committing genocide in Gaza." Mark Latham, 41, traveled from Delaware to see the cherished Thanksgiving Day parade, but quipped he saw, quote, "three parades. I came for the parade. I've seen three parades: the balloons, the protesters gluing their hands to the street and being led off in handcuffs, and now this protest," Latham said. "I just shake my head," he continued. "Happy Thanksgiving." No, I can't. It was funny. So I was going shopping to pick up a couple last minute things with my youngest girl child, and she's like, "I can't with Christmas music already." And I said, "You truly are my child." She said, "If I were in charge, it would be the week of Christmas." I was like, "I always wondered if you were adopted. I now know you are truly my child." And this is why we must never come into power, because we would enforce our will upon other people, and I would agree with you. In other news, don't be a dick. But apparently this dick decided to show up where he wasn't wanted, wasn't asked to come, and, at a funeral, because of course he did. Apparently he got booed. But dick DAs kind of are that, aren't they? Now, consider the source when it says Soros backed and all this other stuff. This is from Fox News, but he was not welcome at the funeral, which is why I picked this story. So, Soros backed anti police DA sparks outrage after showing up to a fallen police officer's funeral. Quote, "slap in the face." So, now why you would pick this particular mustache, this particular shadowing, doesn't make it look like a very good mustache. Even though it goes fully to the mouth, with that particular shadowing, it does look a little hankety clankety, but that's just me. A George Soros-backed district attorney in Austin, Texas, who has drawn intense criticism over his prosecution of police officers and his progressive sentencing reform agenda, sparked outrage from law enforcement officers after showing up at the funeral of fallen police officer and eventually leaving early, sources told Fox News Digital. Travis County District Attorney Jose Garza arrived at the funeral for Austin police officer and SWAT team member Jorge Pastore, who was shot and killed November 11th. I am beginning to wonder if he's a puppet. I mean, a literal animatronic puppet. I mean, I do wish not tar and feather, because I have learned that people didn't survive that, but pillories, I think, with rotten fruit, I think should be brought back. There's a reason public shaming used to work. I'm not going with the scarlet letter. You know what? To hoe or not to hoe, that is your question, your answer, your conscience. I don't care. Stay away from my husband and we'll all be great. I would stay away from married people all in general, but it is your life, your risk. You do what you want. I don't give advice like that. But I public shaming, having to wear a billboard, maybe having a little bit of shame seems to enforce some social contracts that we used to have. I'm just saying, it seemed to work. Or, an ISO cube with chat shaming, optional glitter bombs if you donate to chat. Look, my prison reform ideas are interesting. While responding to a call about a barricaded gunman holding 3 hostages, and multiple law enforcement sources say Garza left the funeral early after his presence sparked outrage. Quote, "When he came walking in, I thought, what gall this man has to show up at a funeral for an officer killed in the line of duty when all he's done since has been in office has gone after cops." A funeral attendee, Dennis Ferris, president of Austin Police Retired Officers Association, told Fox News Digital. Garza campaigned for district attorney by promising to prosecute police officers. He fulfilled that promise by indicting 19 officers involved in quelling Black Lives Matter riot that the department previously exonerated, which his critics say was politically motivated. Garza also went through on a promise to indict Austin police officer Christopher Taylor for a murder in a move that critics called more evidence of anti-police bias. Garza also faced criticism for his progressive policies and lenient sentences that victims of crime and their families have said made the city less safe. Excuse me. One law enforcement source told Fox News Digital that Garza came to the funeral and was asked to leave a room set aside for first responders because he was, quote, "making people uncomfortable." He then went to an area set aside for the mayor and city council, where he was also, quote, "not supposed to be." Another source said that after being told he was not welcome where he was, Garza was told he could watch the funeral in a room on a television, at which point he was told to leave, or he chose to leave. It is unclear if Garza was specifically asked to leave the venue at any time, but sources say he was, quote, "asked to leave areas he never belonged in the first place and eventually left early." Quote, "It was a slap in the face to every officer there seeing Garza at the funeral," said Austin police officer at the funeral who wished to remain anonymous. "Everyone I spoke to expressed anger, confusion, or both, given his relationship or lack thereof with law enforcement community. What's worse, it seemed as though Garza was genuinely confused as to why he was being asked to leave areas he didn't belong, as though he didn't understand all the problems he's caused by unjustly indicting so many of our brothers and sisters. He should have just stayed home." Fox News Digital reached out to Garza's office for comment but didn't receive a response. Garza was backed by progressive billionaire George Soros's financial network during his campaign for office in 2022. Soros contributed $652,000 to Texas Justice and Public Safety PAC in the months leading up to the 2020 Travis County DA election, according to campaign finance. Okay, how about we stop super PACs? Just a thought. I mean, y'all, we are seeing some crazy political stuff. I mean, we've got Javier Milei in Argentina. We've got, I think, Geert Wilders, if I said it right, in the Netherlands. I'm just saying, things are going. We've got, I cannot remember what they're calling them, but fairly right leaning on. Have a good evening, unbronzed Aussie, and I hope you have a good day when you wake up. Maybe we can, I think Germany is trying everything they can to have a slightly right party, disbarred or unelected or unrunnable because that's worked in Germany's. Look, yeah, make something unlegal, Germany. I'm sure that'll happen. People want populism. People want to be represented by their governments now. Maybe we stop the PACs. I mean, that would. Bye, Jude. Have a wonderful day and get some rest. Turkey hangover. I will probably do a couple more stories and then I'm going to get off of here because I have to get ready. Hopefully, I can set up a Rumble exclusive um, adult beverage and funniness exclusive at 1:30, and then I should be able to redirect you because I think Sal and EU are having a stream at, I wanna say 2:30. Oh, 3. So, given my propensity to just, you know, babble anyway, I should be able to stretch that time. We'll have more stories. Um, so anyhoozle, we have a flash mob, and instead of funny dancing, they apparently just stole stuff. Now, it doesn't look like they stole a whole lot, so Nike shoes must have gotten really expensive. I am glad I helped make your day a little better. You guys helped make my day a little better. Having to get up and put some sort of a face on, get dressed, has really been motivating, especially in the beginning. Just having something to get ready for was really great, and now it's really awesome too. Videos show flash mob that stole at least $12,000 worth of goods from a Nike store in LA. At least $12,000 worth of store merchandise was stolen from a shopping center in Los Angeles. You know what? We are going to save the rest of these stories, well, not that one, as I for later at my 1:30 Rumble exclusive adult beverage and gummy stream. So join me over on Rumble if one of the mods. It is Mo in the Deep, all one word. I will be on Rumble simply because we don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. It will not be on YouTube. So if you'd like to join me there, I will post all of the details on Twitter and then I will not be able to redirect you, but I will remind you about Christine. It was pretty good. You know what? It was really good actually. Learning to be more honest about my feelings and then Fry might be a good candidate for if not being a service dog, then at least training a little bit better would be great. And uh I got to watch almost all of The Good Doctor, so I'm on the current season, so that's good. Also bad because now I have to wait for, like, actual episodes to happen, which why would you wanna wait? I want to binge all of them now. But Friberto needs to go out. Thank you, Ghostery, for all of your awesome stuff. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this extra long edition Parade of Parody, Newsy News, Black Friday edition. Fry has awoken from his illicit turkey, uh, and deviled egg heistery coma and would like to go outside and get some attention. He's like, "You have done been on here for longer than you're supposed to be, mommy." And, "Dad hid all the turkey. Where is said turkey? You had a big bird of turkey? I would like it." So oh, yes. Enjoy the Wheezy Bob, enjoy the replay. I go on all the tangents, but I try not to as much. And remember the 1:30 exclusive Rumble stream where I have an adult beverage. We go over more stories. It's newsy news. I will have a gummy and an adult beverage, and we will see where the stories and my tangents take me because God only knows. Completely sober, I'm already all the squirrels, let alone with chemical help. Yes, yes, Fry. Okay, all right. Fry says, "Mommy, we can go now." From Mommy, we can go now. All right. I love you all. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, even if it wasn't the one you planned. I hope you had a wonderful time with Sal. If your family was just a little too much, too much. And I will see you in a little bit. Okay, Fry's like, "We are done, woman. We are done. Stop it." I will see you guys in a little bit. Bye, guys.